welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. How are you, friend?
I'm good. I have been just resting. I don't think I told you that I feel like I had like a stomach thing, like whether like food poisoning or something that, or just like eating too much on Sunday.
What'd you eat?
I went to my cousin's. So she's like my mom's first cousin, my second cousin, I believe. And she turned 80. And so we went to her horse race. Like her daughter like threw her like a surprise thing at this like horse race that they go to every year. And so I ate a lot of like good food, but it was just like a lot of food. Yeah. And then when I got home,
you threw up?
I like got Popeyes.
Girl!
And then, this is so bad. So Courtney left ice cream at my house. And I ate that ice cream. And so it was just like the next day I was just not feeling
You were done for, yeah.
So, yeah, like literally I just felt like crazy. So I've just been resting the past couple of days, but I did have a good weekend. Like, Courtney came over. We had a sleepover with the dogs, and that was hilarious. Alexis, are you paying attention?
I am. You said you had to sleep over with the dogs, and it was hilarious.
I know. You're just
because what's his name was under the couch the whole damn time.
I know. But did I tell you that Okra was like playing with one of Jupiter's toys? Did I tell you about that?
Yes, and that's when he started being
barking.
Yeah.
That was so. I've not seen that.
Did they both sleep on the bed?
No, Courtney slept on the couch, but they like had moments when they were like near each other. We're talking about Courtney's dog Okra and Jupiter.
He's a feral dog. He was found on the streets
of
Miami.
Girl.
Sorry, you're right. She's a feral dog. She was found on the streets of Miami, but now she is saved by the blood of Jesus and Courtney Higginbotham.
I know. She's living her best life with Courtney. But yeah, that was just so hilarious. Like seeing Jupiter like at his limit. Like he was just like, that's it. Like,
I know, but
like she's laying on my bed, she's playing with my toys. Like,
girl,
I'm under the couch. Like so, well, we walked them together the next day. Good. And they had time together. And then the next day I watched like scary movies. I watched the trilogy, the X, Pearl, and Maxine, which were so good. Like I really loved Pearl was my favorite. I really loved the actress and just the concept of that movie. So yeah.
That sounds like a really fun weekend. I'm jealous I missed the sleepover.
I know, you called us.
I know, I called y'all a couple times.
So how was your weekend?
It was great. It was so fun. On Friday, Julia and I and our friend Annika, we went out to eat, and then we went to this bar, and we met up with Annika's friend there, and it was just fun. We just drank, hang out, eventually went home. And then Saturday we were disgusting. We did nothing. We just laid on the couch. We just laughed. I played my Nintendo Switch for hours. I was just I'm not doing anything. Sunday, my aunt came into town, so we went to see Hell's Kitchen. We went to dinner, and then I had bought Julia tickets to the Liberty final game for her birthday, so she went, and that was super fun, and Liberty won. Go Liberty. Yeah. And then I went home and went to sleep, and it's just been such a whirlwind of a week, because this week we're collecting data at sites in New York. So it's literally Monday I was up at like 7 answering emails, and I like did not get home till like 8 o'clock p.m. Today, I was up at 7 answering emails. I went to the site still, went to my workout class. I mean, it's just a long day. And then luckily half of the kids were like absent, so I have to come back in tomorrow. So like I got home at like 6 today. And then tomorrow will probably be another 7 to 8 day. But I was just like, oh. But yeah, it's just, I'm like really tired. That's why you keep seeing me yawn, because I'm just like, I'm so tired. But I'm excited because this weekend, Julia and I got an Airbnb in upstate New York to do like apple picking and be like, you know, it's a place that's like a fire pit. So we're gonna have fire, roast s'mores, and it has a fireplace. We're gonna put on a fire there, and we're gonna make like drinks with Sir Davis and just listen to music. I know it's gonna be fun time, cozy time.
Did you guys try Sir Davis yet?
No, we just were like, oh, it'll be a festive, fun thing to do at the house.
Can't wait to hear your review when you come back to the podcast.
And then next week, I'm going to Austin for data collection. I know, it's just been a whirlwind. So we're done the Airbnb on Sunday. Sunday evening, I take a flight to Austin, but I'm coming back Tuesday because I told the girl, I was like, I'm not staying for the full week. She was like, okay. I was like, I'll come back Tuesday. I was like, will set them up on Monday. Like I will fly in on Sunday night, Monday, meet them at the site, do it with them on Monday, and then leave on Tuesday. Be like, y'all got this? All right, bye. So I'll be going back to my former stomping grounds. I'll be eating at my favorite places. And that's really it. But yeah, so it's just been, I'm excited for when I get back, because then it'll just be chill. Your niece will be in Maryland for those Sunday through Wednesday. But yeah, so it's just been crazy. So I'm just like tired. But I wanted to hear your thoughts. So like, I don't know, like I'm like, I mean, this is like very random, but like I am like obsessed, okay? And like a super fan of Sarah Bareilles. Do you remember who she is? She sang like Love Song, and she has a ton of songs. Yes. Thank you, Julia. She has a tons of songs though, but like that's probably the most popular song of hers. And I just listened to so much of her music, like
this weekend.
No, just in life, like literally, like I just like in her life, like I would not be like surprised if in Spotify I'm in her like top whatever percent. Like I listen to her just like randomly. Like she has such good songs and live versions of songs, and she's in Waitress the musical, which is like comfort food to me. I love Waitress. And I literally went to a Broadway show when I was living in Austin. Me and Julia flew to New York to see her in Waitress. Like literally, like I am a super fan of this girl. I follow her on Instagram. I like every post. I like every story she has. And I think her voice, and like I feel like Love Song doesn't do her voice justice because it's like radio poppy. But I feel like if you listen to her music, like this girl has soul, okay? Like she like sings, she's playing the piano. It's like her voice is like hot chocolate. Like it's just like sweet, but it's like rich like chocolate. Like it's great. I love it. And she can go deep, she can get high. I mean, I just love it. And so I was like, I like turned to Julia and I was like, I think Sarah Bareilles is like one of the best singers in our like generation. She was just like, whoa. But I mean, it's like, I truly do. And like, I was like thinking, and I've like been thinking about this a long time. And I'm like, if I had to name my top 5 singers of like our generation, I'm not saying like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, I'm talking like of our generation. For me personally, for Alexis, Sarah Bareilles would be like she would 100% be in the top 5 for me. Like I enjoy listening to her voice, and I think it's like rich, and I think it's deep. And this is a Broadway girly. The girl can sing. Like, you know, we're not talking like someone who can just sing in their basement. We're talking about a fucking Broadway trained, like beautiful singer. But I wanted to hear your top 5, and then I'll share my top 5.
Why do I have to do? You should do yours first since you already have it.
Okay, I mean, I don't have the full 5, but I'm gonna say it now. Whatever comes to my head. I'm in no particular order, but this is the 5. Sarah Bareilles would definitely be in there. And this is again my style of singing that I like, because obviously I believe Jennifer Hudson is like an amazing, powerful, but one of the best singers, but I don't particularly listen to her to put her in my top 5, if that makes sense. Okay, so Sarah Bareilles, Beyonce, Kelly Clarkson, Brandy, and probably I do. I mean, I think you're right. Like you had mentioned Christina Aguilera at one point, and I actually like listened to her a lot too. I
Oh
like have like
yeah.
a random listening thing, like truly random listening Spotify. Like literally, I was telling Julia, I think I will be my highest rated artist this year. I think for Spotify when they do their year recap, will be the Chicks. Like it's just I have like random listening like
I mean, that's
habits.
okay.
But your
You know,
turn.
you only like fast songs, really.
Exactly. But you go.
um, I would say Beyonce, Christina Aguilera. I really do think she has like such a powerful voice. Um, hmm. I love Mariah Carey's voice. I know that she, has had like some bad performances, but if you go back, oh girl, if you go back and look at Mariah Carey,
We're not talking like okay, go ahead. Say your top
I feel
five.
like she's in my lifetime. She's in my
She
generation.
is, but I feel like we came at like the end, like in her prime, we like started listening to her, but it was like the end of the prime. Like I feel like our our older cousins, like my cousin Brandy, I think you've met Brandy before. I'm sure you've met Brandy before. And Tia, I feel like Mariah Carey was like their generation. We came in at the like end of it. Like I feel like
I guess just because I just always like I've been listening to Mariah Carey like my whole life, you know.
Right, exactly my point. Like in second grade, she was like hitting.
So
She was
is
in her prime.
Beyonce.
No, bitch, no, she was not. Like I
Not
would
in her
say,
prime,
yeah.
but I'll still say that Beyonce. I mean, like Danielle. I told you Danielle went to see Mariah Carey last year, and she
Her Christmas
sounded really
concert.
good.
I
Yeah.
heard different things. So
Well, I still think she has one of the best voices in our generation. Okay.
okay.
Who else? Let's see.
So you have Mariah
Um.
Carey, Christina Aguilera, Beyonce. You have two more.
Um. I really do love Adele's voice.
Okay, Adele.
I know I'm forgetting like
Oh, I'm sure I
somebody.
forgot somebody, but
I feel like those girls like what's that girl's name? That's like she kind of sounds like Beyonce a little bit. And
what?
she's biracial. It reminded me of that song. I was like, she's biracial.
But wait, what is this girl's
Tori
song?
Kelly.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I
Hell
think she
yeah!
has a very beautiful voice. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely go back and listen to
We'll
Sarah
come with our
Bareilles.
yes. I'm gonna send you actually some songs you should listen to from her
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like she love song is like to me like one of her lowest songs. I like never listened to it
I'm trying to think of another song that
by
I
Sarah
would
Bareilles.
know.
Do you know "Come Round Soon"?
Mm-mm.
Do you know?
She didn't do Pocket Full of Sunshine, right?
Hell no, Samantha. That's a
That sounds
Natasha
okay. Those
Bedingfield.
two are still
She
in the
has
same.
Gravity. People of Gravity. She
Okay,
loves
them two are in the same type of era. I feel like.
Uncharted. She has so many good songs.
All
King of
right. Well, you're
Anything.
gonna
I
have
mean, I
to
love.
send me that.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff because like Bottle It Up. Come on, this girl has hits.
How does Bottle It Up go?
There'll be girls across the nation that eat this up. It has like a little cute little like beat.
Twang.
You'll like it. It's I'm trying to think of the chord. My love, 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 love. You know the song. Love, love. It came on the radio.
Okay, I'll have to go back and listen. Don't blame
Um,
the singer, as Alexis would say.
blame the singer. Okay, but let's get to it. All right, who's on trial? I asked you this week. Who's on trial, friend?
So we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about Diddy's children, which I don't like to, talk about the children, but some of them are adults, so most of them actually are adults.
And we can just talk about the concept of like kids and having a parent
like
that's in a bad situation.
Like.
Yeah.
So today, their kids or his kids put out a joint post, and it says, the past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into obscurity on social media. We stay united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to truth, knowing it will prevail and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and love you, Dad. So that was all they put. In the wake of there's been like 120 women that have come forward, or just victims that have come forward.
Yes.
And yesterday, I believe there was like more victims that have come forward that are
under we're
like
underage.
13 years, as young as like 13 and shit like that. So yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on, like, at this point. And it's sad because the kids are affected, and it's just like, what do you think that means for them?
Okay, so I really just don't like when people like try to gaslight you and like act like your eyes are not, or that your eyes are deceiving you. So this is my thing. Let's just go back to the statement. This is my thing. They use the terms accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. There is video footage that the world saw of him striking Cassie to the ground, pulling her back into a room, kicking her. This is not, so like, please don't act like we are making opinions on this man based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives. This is 100% true. It is him red-handed. So much, and we know it's so much so him, the fact that he literally went on Instagram and posted a video and apologized and talked about love. So my whole thing is, I hate when people do this, when they try to act like we are the ones being like that they're the victim and we are the ones being unfair, when in fact all eyes should be pointed at the man who did the abuse. He is the man who did this. He is no victim to false narratives. He's the perpetrator. And so I'm just kind of like, to me, it's a little bit like you're trying to gaslight us and try to act like don't believe our eyes when we saw this man be an abuser on tape. Secondly, all of this other, and then we also know that he tried to bribe the hotel for like $250,000 to keep this private. So there's so many things we know, and so it's very like hard for me to take this post seriously when at the end of the day, y'all, like, you're trying to act like we are lying on your dad. Secondly, I get that there's other things in the indictment that are like, to this point, he's innocent until proven guilty on those things. And we shall see, but it's very, we shall see. And, maybe we shouldn't speak on all those things, but the things he's getting accused of are very disgusting. And it makes you think it's a credible real thing when the person who was caught on footage getting abused and has been saying she's getting abused by this man for years also participated in these freak offs and said they exist. Right. So it's just like, it's hard. I don't know. I find it to be a little slimy that they're trying to be like, y'all are making shit up. And then finally, and maybe we'll get into this in a second, but it's just like, I get it. He's your father. He is your main like guardian, right? Your mother died for most of them. Like, you are getting raised by your father. He is your everything. He has provided for you and everything else. But but at this point, all of them are 18 or almost 18. I think the twins are in their senior year or they graduated. Like, it's like one of those. So it's like, yeah, how old are they? They're 17 or 18. They're like almost an adult.
Yeah, they're 17.
17. That's
what they'll be 18 in December.
So they're literally 2 months away from being 18. At 17, I was able to hold critical thought. Gen Z has critical thoughts all the time. They talk about the planet, they talk about justice. Like, they can have a critical thought and think to themselves, yes, we love our dad, but he absolutely did some of these things that he was accused of. Plenty of people in their life have a parent who gets accused of something or has done bad things. I don't understand what's the point of lying and acting like we are being crazy rather than just being like, we love him, we stand by him because he's our father. But yes, we disapprove. Go ahead though.
Can I make a point on that? Like, I feel like just to think about like 17, like the twins per se, I do feel like they may be more influenced, it's just like we have to like stand toes down, like 10 toes down for our dad. Like, it's just like I
Why?
feel
Why do
like
you think that?
I just feel like they could be they seem well, they are like the youngest besides the baby. And so I just feel like they could be easily influenced
But what do you mean by influenced by what or who?
Influenced by like their brothers of just saying like we gotta stand 10 toes down, like this is blood over everything, like it's just like that type of energy. And then I feel like it probably is really confusing to I'm sure they are like trying to reconcile with the thought that their dad is like this level of a monster and like deviant. Like it's just like that is so I just feel like I could see how they would get pulled into, like posting with this post with all their brothers and sisters. And but I do agree with you that like like I feel like it's weird to gaslight, and it's just like that doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't make us feel like, oh, he's probably innocent. Like no, we're
and
just
it makes them
like
seem soulless. Like I don't know, it's just like I don't know. It makes them seem soulless. It makes it seem like they're just kind of like, well, fuck off to the victims. Because I'm just like,
I just think they're heavily influenced by their dad. Like it makes me think that he is soulless by, make kind of like wanting them to put out a statement and, like putting themselves on the line. It's just like, no.
It's just weird. And like, what do you think? I'm curious. Like, I mean, obviously this is all alleged and we're just literally using our imagination. But it's like, they all saw the video. They just don't believe that Cassie. Do they believe that Cassie deserved to get beat or something? And that's why they're saying this is like false narratives and allegations. Like, do you think that they saw that video and thought like this isn't my father on tape? Like, what do you think they thought for them to think like this is all fake?
I don't know. The mental gymnastics that goes into trying to not look at your parent like as they are, I feel like is probably a lot. And I'll say, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what you think. Like for me, like I said, I would be like, what the fuck? Like I would be
So
feel really ashamed.
We'll say something like, okay, because I'm assuming they have a good relationship with their father because they have never portrayed that they didn't.
But I suspect that it's still highly manipulative.
I'm sure.
Just because of who he is.
I mean, he has all the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. I'm sure they get their brand deals and stuff, but it's like, why do they have their brand deals? You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm sure he can put. I mean, the way he treated all the people that worked under him, and we saw it on TV with Danny DeCane and the band Power was the biggest thing he used, right? I can't imagine that he might also use that with his children.
Oh,
this is all alleged as well. And so, but I guess it's just like, if say like, I mean, I know you really love both of your parents, but I know you're particularly close to your mother. Like, say something came out with your mother that was like terrible. Do you see your reaction being like,
defending her,
defending and being like, well, right now, even if it was on video,
I mean, like, if it was on video, then I wouldn't but like immediately in my spirit, I'm like, who's coming for my mother? What? Like, like, wouldn't you? I'm like, if like off the first thing, without just like saying the video, like the whole internet's like coming.
You said without seeing a video, but I feel like the video is the most crucial part.
I know, but just like, okay, yes, and if like, what's the initial feeling that comes up if everybody's going against your mom
for something that they said she did that was bad?
Yes, and it's like everybody's coming for her and like, just saying that she is a monster and whatever. It's like, what's like the reaction?
You never know what you're gonna do in that situation. I think I would defend her for sure, but I feel like also if I had video footage of my mother doing something so crazy, I don't think that I would be like,
no,
watch it. Like, y'all are like being, stop persecuting my father, my mother.
I just wouldn't say anything. I would just I would
Let it
just
play
like
out.
be like internal with it, like, you know, say what I have to say to like my like directly to them, and then let the people think whatever they want to think. That's
I
what
just
I
think
would
it's
do.
particularly cruel because I do think that like it is a little like
Yes.
it's trying to like minimize what Cassie said, which is like we know Cassie was telling the truth, and so it just is like
And all the
it's a
victims.
and all
It's
the
like
victims. It's just kind of soulless
like
in that way.
false narratives, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
did y'all like who wrote this? Like you guys all didn't sit down and like say like yeah, like it was like, you know, somebody wrote this and
Diddy probably wrote
tagged
it.
everybody. Right, exactly.
Diddy's people probably wrote it, and then they were like, post this.
Yes, tagged everybody. And when you do that, all they have to do is accept it, and then it's like on their page. Like, you know, it's like, it's just, everything is just so
It's
freaking
disgusting.
crazy.
Like, it's just disgusting. Like, power is just disgusting.
Somebody just got like, arrested or something for like sexual allegations. I forget who
Wait,
it
like a
was.
famous person?
Yes. And it was like somebody that's like in like entertainment. Let me see.
I don't think I know that.
And
In
I'm just
inter-
like, God damn, like we can't like it's just sad.
I'm
I'm
telling
gonna
you,
find it.
everybody was doing it, and that's the sad part. It's the disgusting part. But like, everybody was doing. I really am under the impression of that. Did you see that video of Sorry, this is like a tangent, but did you see that video of like Blue on TikTok playing volleyball?
I
And I was
did.
just like, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so tall, and just like, it is so cute to see her play. But then I was just also like, I don't know if you saw the picture, but it was like Jay-Z and Beyonce like watching her, and I was just like, it always baffles my mind that someone as like famous and like attached to such powerful famous people like Blue goes to a normal school who plays other people and has to like exist in this like space that's so normal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
and
It's
it's
like, how
like,
does that
how
work?
does that look? How does that work? Like, literally, it's like, did you send out like was there like a correspondence prior to the volleyball game of like, well, you know, Blue Ivy's on this team, Jay-Z and Beyonce might be showing, like, you know, there's going to be a level of security that's different than normal. Like, you know, like, I am
Yes.
curious, like, what, like, these types of situations look like.
I think so.
It's so interesting to me.
I know it is. And then, you know, I heard that, and I don't know if this is true, but like the kid that like was taping them like got in trouble or
Like, what kind
something.
of trouble? Like, legal trouble, or just like
Or
take it
just like, you
down,
gotta
slap on the
take me
wrist? Okay, I'm
down.
about to say, I'm
Yeah.
like, don't come out, because I saw people were making a whole big deal of like, you should not be taking videos of other kids, and then somebody was like, this was like a child that was at the volleyball game took a video of other children playing volleyball. Like, to me, the level of punishment should not be like that severe. Like, I hate to say it, but it's like, you know, like, what's,
I mean, they told him to take it down,
and then he
like,
did it. Exactly.
But it is like, it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, you know that they're only doing that show.
I mean, what do you think? Where do you draw the line? You tell me.
I think when it is like, you know, when it does have that intention, I think that
What intention?
of getting Blue Ivy on camera doing something, you know, like, or mostly Blue Ivy, yeah, like her parents, you know, whatever, they chose to do this, but like if she's at her school and there's like kids that are, you know, recording just her, like, I think that needs to be like nipped in the bud. Like, people like shouldn't be able to do that.
I definitely think that like at her school and at school events there should be like it's just like, no, you should not be taking out your phone to, you know, record another person.
And then, like, you're gonna have like your TikTok's gonna blow up.
Exactly.
And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, well, I know that like it turned into like the person who recorded the video actually like said the school that they were playing, you know, and then it turned into like, okay, now people know the school, like where she goes, and and like and so that has been like a thing. So that obviously is the negative side effects, and there should be a level of like in these buildings, like school, like your house, like the doctor's office or things like that, you have some type of level of privacy and safety that you can be like unarmed. Like she shouldn't not unarmed, like Like she shouldn't have to be on, you know, she should be
Yeah,
able to
worried
be
about being
uninhibited. Yeah,
taking a picture of her. Yeah.
exactly. But I do think that I'm like one of those people that it's like anywhere else, I'm kind of like, this is what you are. You're a famous person. And I'm not even talking in the context of Blue Ivy, but like sometimes when like celebrities get mad at paparazzi for like taking a picture of them coming out of the grocery store or something, I'm just like, you are a celebrity. You chose to get to the level of celebrity where people now want to, you know, want to know what you do, what you buy at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, for me, I'm like, that's totally appropriate in my mind. Like as long as they're not taking pictures of your house or like I said, your school and stuff, it's to me totally appropriate.
I just feel like I do feel like
Minors are different if you didn't choose to be famous.
and like minors, yeah, whatever. I just think there's like a thing of just like decorum of just like, you know, if Beyonce is sitting right next to me like having dinner, you know, and I'm just like
bitch,
recording her.
You would be like this real quickly.
I don't know. Like
I know
maybe,
you
but
would.
I would not. I do just feel like it's like, okay, like come on, like treat these people like people at some point, you know?
I don't know. I don't agree. Cause I'm like, I don't know. Like I think about what was it? Some celebrity who's like a pretty famous celebrity, like famous enough that like paparazzi would care what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And their singer, it'll come to me, was talking about how like you know, basically like they have lost this sense of privacy right now that they're, you know, really famous.
Chaperone.
No, it wasn't chaperone, but it was like someone was like, but they were like, I'm very aware that like I could be a singer and live my dreams and not and live and not and still have privacy. Like I could do the bar circuit, I could perform at weddings, I could perform at like random banquets and shit, you know, and make money and be a singer and be an artist and not be famous. But I specifically chose to take it to the next level because I understand the financial benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like period. And so they were kind of just like, with that, I understood came that like the level of privacy that I was used to it was going to go away. That comes with the job. And it's like anyone saying, well, like I wanted to be an artist, but like, you know, I want to sing, but I don't want this, like, you know, I don't want all the fame. It's like, you could do that. Go to a bar. Like you did, like, you know what I'm saying? Go to, like, you should have stayed in the bar circuit. You clearly didn't want to do that. There was a reason for you not to do that, right? You wanted the Grammys, you wanted the VMAs, you wanted to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So like with that comes like people are gonna want to take a fucking picture of you.
That reminds me of Pearl. She just wanted to be a star so bad.
Right.
But I mean, I definitely get that, like, to some extent, for sure. I just think about like the extreme cases, like, you know, like a Princess Diana and like
that's scary, and we shouldn't endanger people.
Yeah, and then like just, you know, I think there's a level to it, like just like with Britney Spears, just like, oh my God, like I literally can't
have a mental breakdown in peace.
Exactly.
But I do think I mean, this sounds so heartless, but I really do think
but that hardly can't complain that Beyonce is so locked down. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying. There are famous people who understand that they want privacy at all costs and they pay for it. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce leaves her house, I'm sure, every day. We only see maybe once every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Like they probably have the money to do that too.
Yes, like they pay for the privacy. Like Blue Ivy probably gets dropped off allegedly at school every day. We never see those pictures. They pay for the privacy. Like if you really care that much, you would put the systems in place to do it. But my thing is like these paparazzis, it's also a profession. Like, you know, it's also these people's jobs to get the picture of you at dinner. And I don't know. I'm a firm believer. It's hard for me to feel bad sometimes for like uber rich famous people because I'm just like, you understood this came with the territory. If you didn't want to, like, you could act at the community fucking theater if that's your passion. You chose this because you wanted to be famous. You know what I'm saying? Like
you wanted to sign autographs.
Exactly.
Screaming.
So don't now be mad when people are taking a picture of you at Starbucks because you didn't have to have this. You could have been at Bowie Community Theater, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. It's just like.
No, I definitely get that. I think there's, again, I just think there's like I like, for instance, like with Chappell Roan, I'm just curious, like, because I know she's really having a hard time.
She is allegedly
like transitioning to fame and stuff, and it's like, you know, do you think that like for her, it's like, do you have any sympathy or empathy for her?
Sorry, no. I mean, maybe I'll think about it tonight and have more. This is just my judgment right now. But no, because this is my thing. She always talks about how like she hates when people say like, you know, you're like such a cool new artist and things like that. Cause she's like, I've been trying to do this for the past like decade,
I've
right?
heard that. Yeah.
And so to me, that tells me that for that decade, you were not satisfied with the level of where the level you were at, right? Like you were not satisfied with singing at random, you know, random theaters or random, you know, whatever, banquets and any gig you could get. You were not satisfied with that. You wanted to be a star. You wanted to open up for Olivia Rodrigo. You wanted to be able to play at Coachella. You wanted to be able to play at, you know, All Things Go. Like, you wanted to be able to be at the VMAs and be nominated for awards. You had, there's no part of me that believes that you did not know that to get to those types of stages, there's a level of stardom that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm just like, I don't really feel bad. You had 10 years. She always says like she's not a new artist because she's prepared. You had 10 years to prepare for this, right? 10 years to mentally get ready that like when I hit, it's going to hit and it's going to change. And so it's hard for me to feel bad for a rich person who allegedly could have been fine singing at, like I said, at bars, at theaters, or whatever for 10 years, but wasn't satisfied with that. And now when you get what you want to complain that you have no fucking privacy. It's just like, to me, I'm just like, what did you expect? That you were going to be able to go to Target after this? You could have went to Target when you didn't, you know, if you didn't take it to the next level. Like,
I guess it's a catch-22 of just like money and, you know, like the level of success and like that you can enjoy being like, you know, a pop star versus, like you said, a Bowie community theater. Like,
an artist at the Bowie community
theater.
That
does the bar circuit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, so it's just, you know, it's the,
and just like, I was kind of annoyed too because like she was like, I don't even want to she was basically being like, I don't even want a Grammy, like that's too much. And I'm like, so then bitch, why did your team submit your shit then? Like, you know what I'm just saying? Like, don't try to sit here and play me. Like, you don't want to be this famous. You didn't want the Grammy. It's like, bitch, yes you did, because you absolutely at any point could have stopped this, you know what I'm saying? And so, and this is my thing, I love Chappell Roan, I love Akika's Karma, Naked in Manhattan, I mean, After Midnight's my fucking song, I mean, everything good, like I love all of her music, but but like, so I am a fan saying this, and I like her personality, I think she's funny, but I'm just like, I was really kind of turned off by that because I'm like, you had that for 10 years. You could have stayed in that lane. Clearly, for some reason, you went to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear ya.
And that's why I like respect Beyonce for not complaining.
Yeah, you can't complain.
And I remember, and I mean, I don't really fuck with Taylor Swift, but I remember distinctly a clip of an interview she had on like ABC like years ago, where they asked her like, because she says like she doesn't really like leave her apartment in New York when she's there. Like, this is before she was dating that guy, and like she doesn't really, you know, like everything she does is such a big to do that she like, you know, she's very selective about things she does. And they were I want to say it's like Barbara Walters like, well, that must like bother you. Like, that must be like such a, you know, bad thing for you. And she was like, no, I would never complain about that because what I wanted to be was famous for my music. And I understand that comes with it. And I have so many privileges like outside of losing my privacy, I can do whatever I want. I have the money to do whatever I want. And I get to do such a like, very cool rare job that many people in their life would to do that like it is so ridiculous to complain about these other things. And I mean, I remember respecting that answer because I'm just like your problems being are honest. Small to the average American, that it's just like, okay, you can't go to Target, but you can pay someone to literally go and Target. Get that. Exactly. Yeah, so it's just like, okay.
Right. So this is kind of going back to what we were saying
Oh,
before.
sorry.
No, don't apologize. I just wanted to go back to who had the new allegations. It was the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh my God.
Mike Jeffries, arrested on sex trafficking, interstate prostitution charges. Like, what?
Stop with the
And then I don't know if you saw like freaking. I mean, this is not Kanye's first like lawsuits, but yeah, it's just like there's lawsuits against him, and it's just like, what in the world is going on?
And you saw him and his wife are getting divorced.
I did hear that. Is that like real?
I think so, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it from multiple sources, but
Right.
I know when I guess between them, unless they're in the marriage, would know if it's actually going to happen, right? But
I mean, I can believe it.
You know, it was interesting. Sorry, this is so random. We're just talking about so many different things, but on the level of Kanye, remember he dated very quickly Julia Fox is her name? And so she wrote an article in, I think, Glamour or some magazine like that, where she talks about like her like how her fling with Kanye started. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, wow, this is what like being a famous person is like, and being on a date with a famous person is like, where it's like she literally bumped into him at like some type of show, like a fashion show or something like that, right? He thinks she's cute. She thinks he's cute. She invites him back. Like he invites her to like hang out with her later. They go to a club. They're dancing and having a good time at the club. It's just like the day just keep continuing. It's like, it was just like, okay, the next day he's like, oh, like the next day,
like you cancel all your plans.
She goes to New York for a show, like in like he is in like, he goes, I don't know, it's like he went to Paris that night after the club. He comes back the next day and makes it by 5:00 for the show in New York. Like, and it's just like, what? And then she's like, literally after he was like, I have a surprise for you. He takes it to the hotel. That's when he surprises her and all her friends with Birkins. He then also in the hotel room has like a whole new wardrobe for her to have. And it's like, all these things, and she's like, and it was so romantic, and in that moment it was just like, oh my God, if this is what dating this man is like, I love this ride. And I just remember, and that's where I stopped reading it, and I just remember thinking like, can you imagine like that type of date? Like, not even your life changing, but that type of date. It's like you bump into someone, y'all go to the club, he leaves to Paris, you go to New York back home to watch a show. He then flies back literally like a couple hours later to go and see the show with you from Paris. You then get a bunch of Birkin bags. You then have a whole new work. It's just like, this is crazy.
That is crazy. That would be enough to, like you said, like go crazy. Like it's just like, what am I gonna like my thing is like your life is kind of changing overnight, like because you're pretty, you know, and in like the right room,
right? But, and it's just like, can you? I just can't even imagine it, because it's just like to have access in that way, where it's like the man is in Paris,
that wave, child.
Right? The man is in Paris, and within like 10 hours is in New York to see a show with you. Like, you know, just to do that. And then he gives you with all these things. It's like
they're living in a different reality.
Literally a different reality. Like a different reality that I can't like, even like.
Time is so different.
Time doesn't exist. It's like, he was like, oh, bet. Yeah, I'll go back. I'll like take the plane back and get to New York so I can see the musical with you. Like, you know, like what? Your ass is in Paris.
And at the same time, I'm getting my
I'm ordering Birkins, right?
My stylist is getting you a whole new wardrobe.
Right.
It'll be there when you get
home. We're going to rent the hotel like suite, so like that'll just be
cancel all your
plans. Right. It's like
you are not going to the
and the thing is like he probably's not even staying in the hotel, right?
No.
He probably just rented the hotel suite just to present the clothes and the Birkins.
Right.
Like that's the crazy thing.
And your friends.
Right.
Like,
isn't that crazy? Like
that is crazy. And it's just like you just literally, like I said, they just, you know, ride the wave.
I mean, it
doesn't last long. Yes. Like it's just like, but hey, why not?
At that point, you just, you said ride the wave, and you just are like, this is unreal, and you just like mentally take pictures of everything because you're like, this will never happen again.
What would you do, Alexis, if like I called you and I was like, so do you want a Birkin? Like, it was like, it was just like, come, like I was like in New York, I was like, come to the Four Seasons, like I'm going to I don't know whose show.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I honestly would. I mean, I would definitely
Like,
come.
oh, me and like Future got my number last
Right.
night, and he's like trying to like take me out, and he's buying all of my friends' Birkins.
And
So
he's gonna come to the show tonight
do you
with
want
us.
one, Alexis?
I mean, it's just crazy. Like, literally, it's like you said, like, time doesn't exist, money does not exist in this world, sense of decorum and just like normalcy doesn't exist.
No.
To the point where it's like, it was funny because I was like, this date has turned into like, what, like 96 hours, and like after a chance meeting at a show, you have now spent every day together and you're getting all of these things, and he's just using his private jet as if it's a car.
And then you're just like, right, there's like, yeah, so like we're gonna go like Miami, like they're probably just like looking at each other like, all right, let's go. Like, you know, it's like, it's just like, I really do think things are like that too. Like, we're going to Miami, bro. Like, tonight, get out there.
I do believe things are like that. Like, yo, like we should go to Miami. Yeah, let's get in the car. Like, let's go. Like, it's just like, what? And you can't say no. Like, I feel like she kind of makes it not in a way of like danger, but then it's just like, it's so insane because everything is taken care of for you that there's no reason to say no. It's like, oh, what about my kid? It's like, oh, like, like, you know, he can come too. Like, you know, like he can come too. Like,
or just go hang out with, you know, his dad for the week.
Right. Like he can come too. I can be built, you know, get a place with a nice playroom and like, you know, 24 hours.
Disney World.
Right, like, exactly. We'll shut down the park and go to Disney World. I mean, it's just like nothing. You can't ever say no because everything's taken care of. And it's just like...
Yeah, right. And you might not ever get this opportunity again. And
that's like you don't leave his sight. Like, she didn't leave that man's sight for those, like, 4 days in a row.
She was like, oh, yeah. Like, you know, she was in that dream. That's all I want to say.
And then she talked about, like, he went to dinner, like, that night. And, like,
right. He
organized a photo shoot at the dinner. So there was, like, a live photographer there taking beautiful pictures of her while she's eating and at the restaurant, and I'm just like, I know. She also paints the picture that like this, like it's weird as shit to date Kanye.
Yeah,
but I was just like,
what if I did that? Like, what if it was just like I had you at like dinner and it was just like. I was like over there,
I would be laughing and I would be videoing you. That's the point where I would take out my phone and like video you.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you would just go with it.
It's just such an interesting thing, but I'm just like,
that brings me to like what you kind of wanted to talk about with
what
Rocky and Rihanna, like just their relationship. They're like,
we can end on them. I mean, this weekend there was like hella pictures of them at some event. I wish I could remember.
I think it was his event in Japan.
Yes, it was. It was his event. Yeah, in Japan, and they just looked so in love. Like they were, and it wasn't even just like kissing and shit. It was like. I think I've seen maybe one video of them like doing a quick kiss, but it was more so just like they were like sitting closely and like laughing together, just like very intimate moments, right? Talking and like playful. There was one video where she was like, people were reading her lips and she was like, who am I? And she does like a fun little dance and he goes, Riot Rose. And they like cry and laughing, like, you know, like they're making fun of their kids and just being fun. And I was just like,
they're living the life.
They're so cute together. And I feel like I was definitely on the train of like, she could do better. And probably like last week I was, but after seeing these, I was like, she is really happy. And it does seem to be, and I'll save these thoughts for another podcast, but it does seem to be that he's like, you know, good, at least to her, a good partner and a good father to her kids.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely at first was not here for the ASAP Rocky Rihanna, but I feel like it was before this weekend that I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, I get it. Like, she's just happy and like it's just like her best friend. You know, it's just I
stand by the fact that I think she's too good for him, and like I do think yes, but I do think that she makes them happy, and right now that's what it's important.
Yeah, and it's just like that's when you're a billionaire. That's it doesn't all matter. You fucking need. This is like, who can I laugh with? Who is, you know, sexy as shit to me? Like, and just like mistakes just
don't matter in that kind of way. Like, I don't know. People were talking about, it just reminds me of like DDG and Halle, how like Halle was able to be with DDG and have a baby with DDG and go through all of their things, and now ultimately they're not together because of the fact that Halle's a millionaire. So like that type of mistake would not ruin her life. You know what I'm saying? Any other person that was in the situation, like like Hallie, where they were like had a promising career, maybe in their career, but not a millionaire, ended up having a baby, or we'll just say middle class or less than middle class, ended up having a baby with somebody who's a fuck boy, and that would be like that would be a life altering situation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so money really does make the circumstance different, is my point.
It does. I mean, you don't have to think about like, oh, does this person like have money, or like, does this person like, are they good with money? It's just
or
like,
can I have this baby, right? Like, that's not even a thought.
It's like, I got my money, so I really just need somebody that I like around, and that I get along with, and that like inspires me. And I do feel like it's like, it's crazy to think that this is like where we are at, like, in pop culture now, you know? Like, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky have 2 kids. It's crazy.
They're probably gonna have more.
Oh yeah, it's just like, but it's just wild that like this is where we are in pop culture. Like, if somebody were to tell us, you know, like years later, that this is what would be happening, I don't know if I would be like, wow, especially with the Diddy stuff. But anywho's, I think we should end it there.
Let's end it there.
I
love your there. It's so cute.
Hilarious.
Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and
share it with your friends. Yes, and email us your discussion topic.
Now who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
Girl, do you know the podcast name?
Who am I to job?
Who am I to job? Yes, email us your discussion topics, or, you know, any type of promotion partnerships. We are open, booked, and busy, okay? We want to work with you. Our email is whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Me and Alexis are a little delirious at this point.
I'm so tired. I told you that.
I'm tired too, girl. But yeah, this was fun, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
See you later, friends.
See you next week.
Wait, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Alexis. Hey.
See ya, friend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.